Where's Bob at, boo? I'm ready to take this off, nigga.
Chrisean rock taking Chrisean JRB. To see Auntie Tessa Malone wasn't supposed to break timelines. It wasn't a diss track. It wasn't a court update. It wasn't a public feud. It was a child smiling. And somehow, that smile detonated social media like someone dropped a surprise season finale with no warning. One hug, one excited reaction, one pure, unfiltered moment. And suddenly the internet reacted like it just uncovered hidden footage from a vault. This wasn't just cute. This turned into think pieces, parenting debates, body language breakdowns, and memes flying faster than Wi-Fi during a blackout. Because when it comes to Chrisean rock, nothing stays small. The clip of Chrisean, JRB, lighting up when he saw his auntie wasn't dramatic. That's what made it explosive. In a world where chaos trends daily, softness hit different. It felt unexpected. It felt human. And the contrast made people pause mid-scroll. Supporters called it growth. Critics called it strategy. Comment sections turned into roundtables. And somehow, a child being happy to see family became the main event. This is what happens when fame meets normal life. Even wholesome moments get dissected like evidence. So the real question isn't why it was adorable. The real question is why. The internet treated it like breaking news. The moment the clip surfaced, it didn't look like something built for headlines. It looked normal. Chrisean rock bringing Chrisean JRB. To see Auntie Tessa Malone. No dramatic intro, no flashy caption, just a family visit. But when your name lives in the spotlight, normal doesn't stay normal for long. The internet has a habit of turning everyday moments into cultural events. As soon as Chrisean JRB saw his auntie, his reaction was instant. Pure excitement. Wide smile. Zero hesitation. The kind of joy you can't rehearse or stage. For a brief second, timelines softened. Heart emojis flooded the comments. People called it sweet, refreshing, wholesome, but peace on social media has a short lifespan. Once the views started climbing, the analysis began. Supporters praised the authenticity of the moment. They pointed out how natural everything felt. No heavy editing, no over-the-top commentary, just a child excited to see family. To them, it was a reminder that behind every headline, there's real life unfolding. Then the critics logged in. Some questioned why the clip was shared publicly. Others debated privacy and parenting choices like it was a live panel discussion. It's amazing how quickly joy can be placed under a microscope when fame is involved. A hug turned into a conversation about boundaries in under an hour. And because it's the internet, body language experts reappeared. People slowed the clip down, zoomed in, broke down facial expressions like it was courtroom footage. Look how he ran straight toward her. Notice the pride on Chrisean's face. The moment wasn't just watched, it was dissected. Fan pages amplified it everywhere. Edits appeared with soft music layered underneath. Slow motion versions made it feel cinematic. What started as a simple family visit turned into an emotional highlight reel. The algorithm picked it up fast because contrast always travels. Chrisean's public persona is often bold and loud. So when viewers saw tenderness, it hit differently. It added dimension. It reminded people she's not just a trending topic, she's a mother navigating life in front of millions. That contrast created conversation without needing drama. Some called it growth, others insisted it was simply what it looked like: a kid happy to see his auntie. No hidden message, no bigger agenda, just family energy. But neutrality rarely trends, so the debates kept building. Even with the commentary, positivity dominated. That's what made it unusual. In a digital space fueled by conflict, this moment thrived on warmth. It wasn't explosive. It wasn't chaotic. It was calm, and that calm cut through the noise. Chrisean didn't flood her page with explanations. She didn't turn it into a statement. She let it breathe. And sometimes, silence speaks louder than captions. The moment stood on its own, without heavy framing. By the end of the day, something subtle shifted. people weren't arguing about controversy. They were talking about family bonds, about anti-culture, about how important support systems are. A small visit created a ripple across timelines. Once the clip crossed a certain number of views, it stopped being a family moment and started being a full-blown online event. It jumped from fan pages to major repost accounts, then reaction channels grabbed it, then TikTok stitched it with commentary. In less than a day, a child smiling at his auntie had more screen time than some reality show finales. And that's when the layers started stacking. Supporters leaned all the way in. They framed the visit as proof of stability and growth. They pointed out how calm Chrisean looked, how she stepped back and let her son have his moment. They said it showed maturity. They said it showed grounding. They said this was the side of her the media rarely amplifies. But critics didn't stay quiet. Some questioned why personal family interactions should be shared publicly at all. Others debated whether the moment should have remained private. A few tried to spin it into a larger conversation about children in the spotlight. The internet can turn 20 seconds of joy into a graduate thesis on digital ethics. Then the memes arrived. One edit added dramatic orchestra music as Chrisean JRB ran toward his auntie like it was the final scene of a superhero movie. Another added glowing sparkles around his smile. Someone captioned it, "When your favorite auntie pulls up." That one alone gathered hundreds of thousands of likes. The clip evolved beyond its original context. TikTok creators began stitching it with their own childhood stories. People shared memories of running to see their favorite aunt or uncle. The moment became relatable. It wasn't just about Chrisean anymore. It became about family bonds, but as relatability grew, so did speculation. Some online commentators suggested this was an intentional shift in image. They called it a soft era. They analyzed timing, tone, and presentation. It's fascinating how the internet assigns strategy to anything that performs well. Others pushed back hard against that narrative. They argued that not every wholesome moment needs to be calculated. That sometimes a mother is just living her life. That constant skepticism says more about online culture than it does about the people in the clip. And here's where it got even louder. Influencers with large followings started reacting. They spoke about motherhood under public scrutiny, about how difficult it is to balance privacy with visibility, about how quickly audiences judge without context. The clip became a launchpad for broader conversations. Meanwhile, engagement numbers kept climbing. Every repost fueled another wave of commentary. Twitter threads debated celebrity parenting boundaries. Instagram comment sections filled with praise and heart emojis. YouTube creators broke down the viral reaction like it was a case study in digital culture. And through all of it, one thing stood out. The dominant tone wasn't outrage.it was warmth. That's rare. Usually, viral celebrity moments trend because they're explosive. Arguments, breakups, feuds. This trended because it felt soft. That contrast is what made it powerful. Chrisean's public persona is often associated with intensity. So when viewers saw quiet pride instead of chaos, it disrupted expectations. And when expectations are disrupted, engagement spikes. Fan accounts began compiling more clips of her with her son to reinforce the narrative of growth and stability. Comment sections shifted from drama-focused to family-focused. It wasn't a dramatic transformation, but it was noticeable. Of course, no viral moment escapes scrutiny completely. There were still debates about privacy, about how much of a child's life should live online, about the long-term impact of visibility. Those conversations matter, and they surfaced naturally as the clip spread, but they didn't dominate. Instead, relatability took over. People saw themselves in the moment. They remembered their own favorite relatives, their own childhood excitement. That emotional connection made the clip stick longer than expected. Even Auntie Tessa Malone gained unexpected attention. Comments praised her energy, called her supportive, celebrated the importance of extended family. She became part of the story, not just a background figure. And Chrisean's response? Minimal. No long explanations. No dramatic follow-up posts. She allowed the moment to stand without heavy framing. That restraint gave it authenticity. Because sometimes when a public figure doesn't overreact, the internet fills in the blanks more positively. The ripple effect extended beyond the clip. T sparked discussions about how quickly audiences define celebrities by their loudest moments. How rarely softness trends. How surprising it feels when a public figure known for bold headlines shares something gentle. This moment didn't erase past controversies. It didn't rewrite history, but it added depth, and in celebrity culture, depth changes perception more than noise does. As the days passed, the virality slowed slightly, but the tone remained altered. The comment sections stayed warmer. The energy stayed softer. After the viral wave slowed down, the tone around Chrisean shifted in a subtle but noticeable way. Comment sections that once defaulted to controversy started including words like growth and motherhood. That doesn't happen often in celebrity culture. Usually, the loudest headlines define the narrative. This time, a quiet family moment managed to compete with that noise, and it held its ground longer than expected. Public perception doesn't flip overnight, but it does evolve in layers. This visit added dimension to Chrisean's image. It reminded viewers that beyond viral drama, there's real life unfolding. A child, a family, a support system. That human layer softened the edges of her public persona. At the same time, conversations about privacy didn't disappear. People debated how much of a child's life should be shared online. Some argued that wholesome moments deserve protection. Others said sharing joy isn't exploitation. The discussion wasn't aggressive, but it was present. Fame always invites questions. What made this moment powerful wasn't shock value. It was contrast. In a digital space addicted to arguments, a simple smile stood out. The internet expected chaos and received tenderness instead. That unexpected softness created engagement without negativity. Even Auntie Tessa Malone gained unexpected recognition. Viewers praised the importance of extended family bonds. They celebrated Auntie energy like it was a cultural award. The focus wasn't on controversy, it was on connection. That shift alone felt rare. Chrisean didn't overcapitalize on the virality. No dramatic rebrand. No heavy statements. She allowed the clip to exist without turning it into a campaign. That restraint made it feel authentic. Sometimes silence protects sincerity. As the algorithm slowly moved on, the ripple effect remained. The conversation around her became slightly more balanced. Not completely transformed, but expanded. When future headlines drop, this moment will exist in memory. It added context to how people interpret what comes next. Because in celebrity culture, narrative layering matters. One viral fight can define a year, but one viral soft moment can recalibrate perception. It doesn't erase the past, but it complicates it. And complexity makes public figures harder to box in. The bigger lesson might not even be about Chrisean. It might be about the internet. Audiences aren't only drawn to chaos. They respond to humanity too. They just don't get it as often. When they do, it resonates differently. The visit itself lasted minutes. The discussion lasted days. The ripple could last longer. And in a world that thrives on explosions, this quiet impact may have been louder than anyone expected. So now I've got to ask you, did this moment change how you see Chrisean rock? Or was it simply a sweet family clip that the internet blew up like it was breaking news? Was this just a child being excited to see his auntie? Or are we watching a subtle shift in how her story is being told online? Because let's be real, perception is everything in celebrity culture. One viral fight can define someone, but one viral soft moment, that can complicate the narrative in a way people don't expect. Drop your thoughts in the comments right now. I want to see where you stand. Are you here for the wholesome era, or do you think the internet just needed a break from chaos? And if you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button like it owes you money. Tap it with the same energy. Chrisean JRB, head running toward Auntie Tessa. Don't just watch, quietly engage. That's how these conversations grow. Make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications because you already know celebrity culture doesn't sleep. Today it's a heartwarming family moment. Tomorrow it could be something completely different. Around here, we break down every ripple, the drama, the growth,